In this video, we're going to explore the Publish and Subscribe Manager in the SanteDB administrative panel. In the SanteDB CDR, the Publish and Subscribe subsystem allows notifications to be sent to remote systems whenever data meeting the configured criteria is met. These subscriptions can be managed via the FHIR interface using the subscription resource, or can be managed within the administrative user interface. To access the PubSub Manager, click on the System menu and then PubSub Manager. Here we can see the subscriptions which were created using the installation qualification tool. We can enable an inactive subscription by clicking on the Enable button. When a subscription is not active or disabled, the SanteDB subscription is not listening for matching data from the persistence layer, nor is it broadcasting notifications to the remote channel. When a subscription is deleted, it is marked obsolete and is effectively inactive. You can use the Show Deleted option to show all subscriptions which have been deleted. They can be undeleted by pressing the Undelete button. Editing or creating a subscription allows us to define the resource and criteria for broadcasting data. Let us create a new subscription. First, we must specify a unique name. This name cannot contain spaces and acts as an identifier for the subscription when accessed over FHIR interfaces. Next, we specify a description for the subscription. This is the meaning of the subscription, why it was created, and what its intended purpose is. A support contact must be listed for the subscription. The support contact is the person who should be contacted to resolve errors and issues with the subscription, and this is typically a technical contact on the other end of the channel. Next, we select the type of resource which is being subscribed to. We'll select Patient for this demonstration. We then select the events which are being subscribed to. In the SanteDB PubSub layer, these are the data actions which will result in a notification being sent. These are Create. Create maps equivalently to a POST operation on a REST interface, or an ADT A01 or A04 on HL7 version 2 interfaces. Update equivalence on a REST interface is a PUT, or an ADT A08 on the HL7 version 2 interface. A delete event is typically called whenever a verb of delete is used on a REST interface. Merge maps to an equivalent merge operation on the PMIR FHIR interface or an ADT A40 on the HL7 version 2 interface. This is also called when we call an MDM link from the user interface. Additionally, the unmerge event is called when we perform an unlink on the administrative interface, or when there is an unmerge operation sent on the HL7 version 2 interface. Next, we can specify a criteria of when we would like messages to be sent to this endpoint. In SanteDB, it is not permitted to subscribe all on the administrative interface, so there must be at least one filter criteria. We can put in a status concept filter. If I say the filter is statusConcept.mnemonic equals active, this means that anytime a record with a status concept of active is created, updated, deleted, merged, or unmerged, this subscription will be fired. Next, we can optionally specify a not before time, which indicates the activation date of the subscription at some point in the future. And we can optionally specify a not after time. The not after time is the date and time on which this subscription will no longer be active. These two fields specify to the CDR the time frame in which the subscription will be active and sending notifications to the remote host. Next, we enter a URL for the endpoint where this information will be sent. This endpoint should be in the format which the underlying dispatcher supports. For example, if we're using fire messaging, we should use HTTP or HTTPS. Next, we set the dispatcher. The dispatcher dictates what type of messaging should be used to notify the remote endpoint. I'm going to select Fire Message. This will indicate that whenever a patient with status concept of active is created, updated, deleted, merged, or unmerged, a fire message should be sent to foo.com/bar. The fire dispatchers require custom settings. Custom settings are specified by entering the key value pairs of the custom setting for that dispatcher. For example, if I want to send the fire message in a JSON format, I must specify the content type header and specify the format of the message which I wish to send. I can also optionally specify additional HTTP headers in the custom settings area. Note that the HL7 version 2 dispatchers will use different custom settings than the HL7 fire and dispatchers. When we save the subscription, it is automatically set to an inactive state. This is to allow for review of the subscription prior to it becoming active. I can activate the subscription by clicking on the Enable button. The demo subscription is now active and listening for updates to patients with a create, update, delete, merge, or unmerge trigger event. This concludes the Publish and Subscribe management screen in the SanteDB administrative panel. Thank you for watching.